Well, most people who know me, some who don't, I am a minister's child. I'm a PK kid. Um, I have been going to church before I was born. So, the church that we grew up in, my mom was the church secretary. That pastor married my parents. His name is Brother B.K. Miller. He is also the one who baptized me when I was 7. I grew up in a Baptist home, and that's how I grew up. So I've been in church forever. And then my dad was called to go into ministry. He felt that God was calling him into that. So when I was in 6th grade is when he was ordained and called to be a full-time minister. So what that means as being a preteen in the 5th grade, 6th grade area was a lot. Like growing up, I was in church every time the doors opened. I was voluntold for a lot of things until I'm also kind of sarcastic and I'm very blunt sometimes, but I'm also very real. So I only let that slide like 3 times and I was like, no. I was like, you didn't ask me if I wanted to do that, so that's not happening. But I moved a lot with my dad's job. So it was kind of like a family in the military, but we were in the ministry. So I've lived several places in Louisiana. I've also lived in Florida for about 2 years with my family. And then we came back here when I want to say I got married at 24 to, he was one of my best friends in high school. And then we got married. Then we ended up getting divorced. He was in the military, so I did move literally halfway around the world with him. I lived in Hawaii. But the oxymoron of being miserable in paradise is what happened. And when I say that I was in a very verbally and mentally abusive relationship, that is what I was in. And I was so worried to end the situation that I was in because I didn't know how Christians were going to look at me being a pastor's kid. Are they going to shame me? Are they going to shame my dad? Like, how are you raising your family and this is the type of situation your child's in, kind of deal. So, like, because when you're in the ministry, especially the wife, kids, all eyes are on you. And you are judged. And that's hard to say because you're not supposed to be judged in the Christian church, but you are. But I had to really work on that. And I remember praying to God. I was like, God, I don't know what to do. I've been where I've done everything you've asked me to do. And I know that this is not where I'm supposed to be. And I clearly remember him saying, you have no shame, go in peace. And I woke up, I called my 2 best friends, and I said, I need to come home. And they're like, okay. It was that simple. So I literally flew back from Hawaii with 2 suitcases, 2 dogs, and 0 money to my name because I was also blocked from all of our bank accounts. So when all that got set up by my 2 best friends, I called my parents and I said, hey, I'm just letting you know I'm coming home and I need a place to crash. I'm not staying in your household for more than 6 months. I said, I don't want that, but this is where I am. They're like, fine, that's no problem. I was out in 5 months when I came home. So during that whole situation, that process, I struggled. I knew God was with me because he told me to go in peace and I would not be shamed, and I wasn't, because I know that I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I wasn't perfect in my marriage. No one is perfect. But like, the abuse was not on me. And I still struggled with why that happened to me. Why was this going on? At that time is when I didn't go to church. So like in my early 20s, I did what most of us do. Like, we live our life and we didn't go to I didn't go to church. I went on vacations with friends. I worked. I did what I wanted to do, and that was okay. But I felt that I needed it. Like, God was talking to me saying, hey, you need to be back in community. Like, that is where you are. And community is so important, because who you surround yourself with is how you are looked at and what molds you into the type of person that you are. My friends, some of you know them, of Michelle and Beth, they're now married, but they were Furneaux, and Dave and Mia Furneaux, they have always opened their home to their children and their children's friends. Well, they allow their kids to do a Bible study. And we did Bible study on Sunday nights in that household. Dave and Mia were not there. It was led by us 20-year-olds. And when I say we had all walks of faith and all walks of life and age differences in that group, yes, they were all there. And for those people to be my rock and my friends and to love on me, to know what I've been through, that speaks volumes. One of my life's motto that I live by, and I wrote it on a sticky note and put it on my mirror for a long time, is I am strong, I am worthy, and I am enough. And I have lived by that, because I had to relearn those things when I got back here and being on my same feet. I had to learn not to be angry, because I was angry at everybody and I was kind of mean. My friends know, like, they love me through it, but I was not a nice person. I cried, not because I want to be with him, but like, I didn't know I felt like I was worthless. So like, I had to relearn that. I've always been a strong-willed person and I felt defeated. So I had to be like, can I do this again? Like, because he made me feel like the weakest person, and that I was crazy at some times. And I'm like, no, I'm not crazy. Like, this is what's going on. So like, I had to rebuild those things in my life. And I did. But like, it took time. It wasn't like, this is going to change in a day, a week, a month. For me, it took a pretty good years. I didn't even know if I could love again. Like, I was like, do I really want to put myself out there again? Like, is that even possible? If there's anybody else that is like me, and I hope there are, because you don't need to feel alone, because you're not. Like, just reach out. I'm very easy to talk to. I might look scary, but I'm not. Hit me up on Facebook or text me or call me, and I have no problem. I am standing on definitely firm ground with my story. So I know where people have been, or maybe feel like if they're lost, if they don't know their confidence, if they don't feel like they're worthy. I've been there, and I can easily be your friend and be your part of your community to help you get back to where you need to be. I am staying true to what he wants me to do, and I'm going to do the best I can for my church and the people in them, because I do love them, and God is here. So that's where I am.